See how your travel plans may be affected by I-90 construction.
And the WSU Fight Song receives a big honor. Tonight, those stories and more as complete coverage of your local news starts right now. We see some sun and a high of 68. Thanks. This has been your weather forecast, and back to the desk.
It's like thunder, lightning, the way you love me is frightening.
A new construction and finance plan to the university. These are preliminary figures that will change as the year goes on. The hearing takes place this afternoon at the Latah County Courthouse in Moscow.
I can ride my bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars.
Welcome back. Moving on to today's weather, we've got cloudy with a high of 60. We've got some winds coming out of the southwest at about 9 miles an hour. Moving on to tonight, we're probably looking at kind of clear, a little bit of clouds coming through, you know, just got some showers. Got a low of 51 and some wind coming at about 7 miles an hour out of the south-southeast. Moving on to tomorrow, we've got wind and rain mixed. We got a high of 58 and a low of 49. We got winds also coming out. Looking at Pullman and Spokane, over here we got high 60s with a low of 52, more rain, clouds. Moving on over to the west side, you've got Olympia and Vancouver. Moving on to the 5-day, you've got mid-60s, low 60s to the mid-59s areas. Clouds and rain out through the rest of the week. That looks like just about it for the forecast, and that's it. Back over to the desk. Spokane police have a young man in custody today after 2 traffic incidents last night. Toma N. Moses of Worley, Idaho was under the influence. Through into next week, you've got sun, mid-70s, looks real beautiful. That's it for the weather. Back over to the desk.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks, Neil.
Thanks, Neil.
All right, thank you, Steve.
To groove out of Pullman, a local teen hangout site reported to consist of underage drinking and other illegal activity has neighbors complaining it's an eyesore for the community. Pullman Police Commander Chris Tennant says it contradicts locals' idea of a good neighborhood environment. The Department of Revenue spokesman Mike Gorillo says taxing bad habits can lead to a decrease in those habits. Gorillo says the dip is built into budget projections. Gorillos. Looking to stay out of the rain and get involved in the local community? Cable 8 reporter Jordan Longanchor has one way you can just do that. Butler planned to propose to Lot when they reached the top of Max Patch Bald. Well, if you're looking for some sunshine in Pullman, I'm deeply sorry. I'll have your forecast next. And we're back with the weather. Today, we're looking at showers and windy in Pullman with a high of 68. If we look into tomorrow, we'll see that it will be partly cloudy, and that is tonight, with a low of 42 and winds at 17 miles per hour. And if we look at tomorrow, we're going to see a little difference in the weather. It's going to be a few showers with a high of 68 and a low of 42. Sunrise will be at 5:10 a.m. If we go into the state map, we can see that Pullman is of 68 degrees high and Spokane is 70. Go across the state, we see that Seattle is 71, Olympia is 57 degrees high, and Vancouver with the 60 degrees for their high. If we go into the 5-day forecast, we can see Friday and Saturday and Sunday are all going to be rainy, and it's going to be rainy on Monday as well. And then on Tuesday, the showers are going to stop. It's going to be just partly cloudy. And that's what we have for the weather this next week. Now, back to the desk. The SC spokesman says the university plans to appeal parts of the ruling. After receiving a power shutoff notice, police said Huff called Avista's customer service center and made threatening statements that included a reference to a gun. Avista spokesman Huff says so many Avista field workers have been threatened recently that the company has formed a committee to consider additional security precautions.
Avista field workers were busy last night as a large storm swept across eastern Washington and northern Idaho. Wind gusts of up to 60 miles per hour were reported in some areas, along with heavy rain and lightning. Reports of a dozen drowned power lines and trees kept police, fire, and utility crews scrambling. Avista reported more than 3,400 customers were without power by 10 p.m., including nearly 1,800 in Pullman. The National Weather Service confirmed a tornado touched down near Moses Lake for nearly half a mile. The tornado was about 300 feet wide and knocked apart an old barn after lifting it 20 feet in the air and dropping it 30 feet away.
And huff, I'm off, and huff, I'm off, and huff, I'm off.
I'm on a boat, everybody look at me, 'cause I'm sailing on a boat.
Even if you're not sure about Even if you're Even if you're not sure about riding horses, there are still plenty of activities for you to do. I'm on a horse. I'm on a horse.
That's all the news we have for you tonight.
Tune in again Monday evening after. Have a good night.